Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're getting into some pretty fascinating stuff, I think. We're going to be talking about the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood,
Oh, wow.
and we've got some excerpts here from Play in the Big League, Unlocking Your Divine Potential. It's by Waxira, who is the group's founder.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of this group before?
I have. They're pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
You know, they focus on this personal development with a really interesting spiritual twist. They really emphasize everyone has this incredible potential
Oh,
just
interesting.
waiting to be unlocked.
So not your typical self-help gurus, then.
No, not at all.
What would you say makes them so different?
Well, it's this unique blend of spirituality and practical advice that they offer, and they have this really powerful saying in Kiswahili. It's Tunacheza Ligi So, Hatuchezi Ligi Ndogo,
Okay.
which means we play in the big league, not in the small league. It's a call to reject mediocrity and aim for something truly extraordinary. I love that. I love that. But what exactly constitutes this big league they're talking about? Is it about worldly success, or is there something more to it?
Definitely something more to it. It goes way deeper than just chasing material wealth or fame. They believe that we are all children of the living Father.
Oh,
We're all heirs to a spiritual kingdom.
right.
And this kingdom, it's not a physical place,
Right.
but it's a state of being, a life of purpose, deep fulfillment, and connection to something much greater than ourselves.
Okay, so it's about tapping into our spiritual potential.
Yeah.
But what does that look like practically? How do we even begin to prepare for this divine inheritance?
Well, they have a very clear three-step process outlined in the book. The first step is all about mindset.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of shedding limiting beliefs
Mm-hmm.
and embracing challenging goals.
Yeah.
They believe that our thoughts have the power to shape our reality.
That's a theme in a lot of personal development philosophies. But how do they specifically suggest we cultivate this big league mindset?
So one key technique is to visualize yourself already living in that spiritual kingdom, experiencing all the abundance and joy
Oh, wow.
that comes with it. They also emphasize the importance of gratitude, recognizing and appreciating the good that's already in your life
Yeah.
right now
Right.
as a way to attract even more positivity.
So it's about shifting our perspective, seeing ourselves as worthy recipients of this inheritance, and then taking action from that empowered state of mind.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your inherent potential
Yeah.
and then setting those ambitious goals that are aligned with that vision.
Right.
It's like training for the Olympics. You have to believe you can win before you even step onto the field.
I love that analogy. Now, the second step they mention is about choosing your circle wisely. Why is that so crucial in their philosophy?
Oh, it's super important. They believe that the people we surround ourselves with
Mhm.
have a huge impact on our journey.
Yeah.
They even use this analogy. Imagine a fire. It burns brighter and stronger when you feed it with dry wood, right?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
They're saying that to achieve our full potential,
Yeah.
we need to surround ourselves with individuals who fuel our growth rather than those who dampen our flames.
That's it. It's not about cutting people out of your life, but rather being mindful of who you allow to influence your thoughts and actions. Spend time with people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and hold you accountable.
This is so important. It's so easy to get caught up in negativity or limiting beliefs if you're constantly surrounded by people who aren't aligned with your vision.
Absolutely. And then that third step in preparing for this inheritance is all about living with purpose.
Okay, so it's not just about thinking big and finding the right people,
Right.
but actually taking action in
Yeah.
a way that reflects your potential,
Yeah.
your goals. What does that look like in practice?
It's about aligning your actions with your values and your vision for your life. They talk about finding your unique divine assignment, that specific way in which you're meant to contribute to the world.
So it's about figuring out what you're passionate about, what your strengths are, and then finding ways to use those gifts to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And they suggest that by living in alignment with this purpose, we naturally begin to tap into our divine inheritance, experiencing this much deeper level of fulfillment and joy in our lives.
It's interesting how they weave this spiritual element into a framework that's very action-oriented. They're not just
Yeah.
encouraging us to meditate and wait for enlightenment, right?
No.
They're saying we have to go out and make things happen.
Absolutely. And a big part of making things happen is understanding the distinction they draw between the small league and the big league. Essentially, they're contrasting these two very different ways of living.
So the small league is about playing it safe and settling for less,
Yeah.
while the big league is about embracing challenges and striving for something more. But what are the specific characteristics of each?
Let's start with the small league.
Okay.
Imagine someone stuck in a cycle of fear, doubt, and procrastination. They tend to focus on the short term, avoid risks,
Yeah.
and often settle for mediocrity because it just feels comfortable.
It's that feeling of being stuck in a rut, going through the motions without really living life to the fullest.
Exactly. Now contrast that with someone playing in the big league.
Okay.
They're driven by a sense of purpose. They're courageous.
Yeah.
They're constantly seeking growth and expansion.
They're the ones who embrace change, push their boundaries, and aren't afraid to step outside of their comfort zone.
Precisely. And what's interesting is that the Brotherhood believes this big league mentality isn't just about achieving external success. They argue that it's a reflection of our inherent divine nature.
So by striving for excellence in all areas of our lives,
Mhm.
we're actually aligning ourselves with our true potential. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, not just for our own benefit, but also for the betterment of the world around us.
That's a powerful way to put it.
Yeah. And what's really fascinating is how they connect this concept of playing in the big league to the idea of claiming our divine inheritance. It's as if by embracing this courageous, growth-oriented mindset, we're actually stepping into the fullness of who we are meant to be.
Absolutely.
There's so much to unpack here.
Yeah.
Before we dive deeper into these ideas, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways that are resonating with you?
Well, I think this idea of stepping into the big league
Right.
is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with that mindset shift,
Yeah.
recognizing that we have this incredible potential within us
Absolutely.
and that we have a choice to play small or to really go for it.
It's about embracing those challenges
Yeah.
and seeing them as opportunities for growth rather
Yeah.
than obstacles.
Exactly. And surrounding ourselves with people who support that journey.
Yes. Creating that community of like-minded individuals who can uplift and inspire us.
Absolutely. And then finding our purpose, that divine assignment that lights us up and gives our lives meaning.
Right, and aligning our actions with that purpose.
Yeah.
So that we're living a life that's truly authentic and fulfilling.
Beautifully said. I think that's a great place to pause for
Yeah.
now, and we can delve deeper into those concepts in our next part.
I love it. We'll be right back after a short break.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've talked about the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood's philosophy, their emphasis on playing in the big league, and this concept of a divine inheritance waiting to be claimed. It's pretty inspiring stuff, but I'm curious about the practical side of things.
Yeah.
How do we actually apply these concepts in our everyday lives?
Well, remember those 3 steps we discussed earlier? Elevating our mindset, choosing our circle wisely, and living with purpose.
Yeah.
Let's dive a little deeper into each of those, starting with mindset.
Perfect. I think a lot of people struggle with actually changing their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we even begin?
The Brotherhood suggests starting with self-awareness.
Okay.
Just pay attention to your thoughts and beliefs, especially those that limit you or hold you back. Do you often find yourself doubting your abilities or expecting the worst?
I think we've all been there.
Right.
That negative self-talk can be so insidious.
It really can. And the key is to challenge those negative thoughts. Instead of just accepting them as truth, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief?
So it's about questioning our assumptions and looking for proof rather than just letting those negative thoughts run wild.
Exactly. And once you've identified those limiting beliefs, you can start to replace them with more empowering ones.
Yeah.
This might involve affirmations, visualizations, or even just consciously choosing to focus on the positive aspects of your life.
It's like rewiring your brain to see possibilities instead of limitations.
Exactly. And the Brotherhood suggests that as you cultivate this big league mindset, you'll naturally start to attract opportunities and experiences that align with your new beliefs.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about this internal work of shifting our mindset, but what about the external factors? How does choosing our circle wisely play into this journey of personal and spiritual growth?
Oh, this is where things get really interesting. The Brotherhood believes that our environment, especially the people we spend the most time with, have a profound impact on our development.
Yeah.
They actually go so far as to say that the energy of those around us can either amplify or diminish our own energy.
Oh, wow. So if we're surrounded by people who are negative,
Yeah.
cynical, or constantly playing small,
hmm
their energy can actually drag us down and prevent us from reaching our full potential.
That's the idea.
Hmm.
It's not about judging people or cutting ties with everyone who doesn't fit into this big league mold, but it is about being mindful of who you allow into your inner circle.
Right.
Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and celebrate your successes.
It's about aligning yourself with those who are on a similar path,
Yeah.
who share your values and
Yeah.
who are also striving for something more.
Exactly. And, it's not always easy to find those people.
Right.
Sometimes it requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, joining new communities, or even seeking out mentors who can guide you.
It's about being proactive in creating a supportive and inspiring environment for yourself.
Precisely. And the Brotherhood offers some pretty specific advice on how to do this. They recommend being very intentional about the events you attend, the groups you join, and the people you choose to spend your time with. Ask yourself, are these people lifting me up or dragging me down?
It's such a powerful question.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about the energy you're allowing into your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the third step they emphasize is living with purpose.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
This is where the rubber meets the road. It's about taking all that internal work you've done on your mindset and all those efforts you've made to create a supportive environment and channeling it all into action.
So it's not enough to just think positive thoughts and surround ourselves with the right people. We have to actually go out and do something with it all.
Right. And the Brotherhood believes that each of us has a unique divine assignment. That specific way we're meant to contribute to the world.
It's like finding that sweet spot where your passion, skills, and values intersect.
Yes.
And then using that to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And they suggest that when we align our actions with this purpose, we start to experience this profound sense of fulfillment and connection to something bigger than ourselves.
It's about finding meaning in our work, our relationships, and our everyday lives. It's about contributing our unique gifts to the world.
Precisely. And the Brotherhood believes that this sense of purpose is an essential part of claiming our divine inheritance. They see it as a key ingredient in living a life of joy, abundance, and spiritual fulfillment.
This is all so fascinating, but I'm wondering how this divine assignment plays out in real life. Do they give any specific examples of how people have discovered and lived out their purpose?
Absolutely. The book shares several stories of individuals who have applied these principles and found their unique path to making a difference. One story that comes to mind is about a woman who felt stuck in a corporate job that just drained her energy. She had this deep yearning to do something more meaningful,
Yeah.
but she wasn't sure what that looked like.
So she was feeling that small league trap, going through the motions without a sense of real purpose.
Exactly. Then she stumbled upon the teachings of the Brotherhood and started applying the principles we've been discussing.
Okay.
She began paying attention to her thoughts, replacing negative self-talk with affirmations and visualizations. She also joined a group of like-minded individuals who were passionate about personal growth and making a difference in the world.
It sounds like she was creating that supportive environment for herself,
Yeah.
surrounding herself with people who could uplift and inspire her.
Right. And through this process, she started to rediscover a passion for art that she had neglected since childhood.
Oh, wow.
She had always loved painting, but she had convinced herself that it wasn't a practical career path.
So she had let those limiting beliefs hold her back from pursuing something she truly loved.
Exactly. But as her mindset shifted and she connected with this supportive community, she started to see her artistic talent as a gift, something she could use to bring beauty and joy into the world.
That's so inspiring. So she decided to take a leap of faith and pursue her art more seriously.
Yes. She started small, taking classes and setting up a studio in her home.
Okay.
She also began sharing her work online and at local art fairs.
Oh, cool.
And you know what? People responded. They connected with her art, her story, and her passion. She started selling pieces, receiving commissions, and even teaching workshops.
It sounds like she found her divine assignment. Yes.
That perfect intersection of her passion, her skills, and the desire to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And what's even more remarkable is that as she stepped into this purpose, her whole life transformed. She felt this renewed sense of energy and joy. Her relationships deepened, and she found a level of fulfillment she had never experienced before.
It's amazing how aligning ourselves with our purpose can create such a ripple effect of positive change in all areas of our lives.
It really is. And that's the beauty of the Brotherhood's philosophy. They're not just offering a set of techniques or strategies, they're inviting us to step into this whole new way of being, a way of living that's aligned with our highest potential and our deepest purpose.
It's about claiming the divine inheritance, embracing the fullness of who we are meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it all starts with making a conscious choice to step out of the small league and into the big league.
That's a great way to put it. It's about recognizing that we have a choice in every moment.
Yeah.
To play it safe or to step boldly into the unknown.
So as we move into the final part of our deep dive,
Let's reflect on this idea of divine inheritance and explore what it really means to live a life that's aligned with our highest purpose. You know, we've spent this deep dive exploring this Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood's philosophy and their concept of playing in the big league. But there's one piece of it I'm still pondering, this idea of a divine inheritance.
right?
What does that truly mean beyond just words?
Yeah, it's a beautiful concept that goes way beyond material possessions
Right.
or worldly success. It really suggests that each of us, as children of the living Father, possesses this inherent worthiness and a potential that is far greater than we realize.
So it's not about inheriting a physical kingdom or a treasure chest,
Totally.
but rather inheriting a state of being,
Yes.
a way of living that aligns with their truest selves.
Precisely. It's about embodying those qualities of our divine nature. Things like love, compassion, creativity, and a deep sense of interconnectedness with all beings. It's about recognizing that inherent power within and using it to make a positive impact.
You know, that reminds me of something we discussed earlier, that idea of finding our divine assignment.
Yes.
Is that part of claiming our divine inheritance?
Absolutely. Discovering and living out our own unique purpose is a powerful way to tap into that inheritance. It's about using our gifts and talents to contribute to something larger than ourselves, to make a difference in a way that feels aligned with our deepest values.
It's like we're all pieces of a larger puzzle, and when we find our rightful place,
Yes.
the whole picture becomes clearer and more beautiful.
That's a wonderful analogy.
Yeah.
And the Brotherhood suggests that when we align ourselves with our purpose, we begin to naturally experience the abundance and joy that are a part of our inheritance.
Yeah.
It's like stepping into that flow state where everything feels effortless and aligned.
But I imagine that even with the right mindset and the supportive community, this journey of claiming our inheritance isn't always smooth sailing. There must be challenges along the way, right?
Of course, growth rarely happens in a straight line. There will be obstacles and setbacks and moments of doubt. But the Brotherhood teaches that these challenges are actually opportunities
Yeah.
for learning and expansion.
Oh, interesting.
They believe that by embracing those ups and downs of life, we actually develop resilience and deepen our understanding of ourselves.
So it's about learning to dance with those challenges.
Yes.
To see them not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on our path to
Exactly.
greater growth.
And remember, we don't have to go through these challenges alone. The Brotherhood emphasizes the importance of connection and leaning on our community for support, guidance, and inspiration.
It's about finding those who can hold space for us, who can remind us of our inherent worthiness and potential, especially when we're feeling lost or discouraged.
That's so important. And you know, one of the most powerful aspects of the Brotherhood's philosophy is their unwavering belief in the power of love. They teach that love is the ultimate source of our divine inheritance.
Yeah.
It's the force that connects us all, that heals wounds, and that empowers us to create a better world.
It's beautiful how they weave that spiritual element into their teachings.
Yes.
It's not just about achieving personal success. It's about cultivating a deeper sense of love and connection with ourselves, with others, and with the universe as a whole.
Precisely. And they believe that as we cultivate this love within ourselves, it radiates outward, impacting our relationships, our work, and our communities.
So it's a ripple effect, starting with individual transformation and expanding outward to create positive change in the world.
Exactly. And ultimately, I think that's the essence of the Brotherhood's message, that we each have the power to create a more loving, joyful, and fulfilling world by first claiming our own divine inheritance.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just here to survive. We're here to thrive, to
Right.
create, to connect, and to leave a positive mark on the world.
Beautifully said. And as we wrap up this deep dive into playing in the big league, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. What does claiming your divine inheritance look like in your own life? What steps can you take today to step more fully into your power, embrace your purpose, and live a life that reflects your inherent worthiness and potential?
Such a powerful question. And we want to thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood's philosophy. We hope this sparked your own journey of self-discovery and inspired you to play your biggest game yet.
Remember, as Waxia reminds us, Tunacheza Ligi So, Hatuchezi Ligi Ndogo. We play in the big league, not the small league.
So go out there, embrace your potential, and make a difference. We'll see you on our next deep dive in G.